And we are back here today looking at another team, this time the West Virginia Mountaineers, as Rich Rodriguez back in his second year with the Mountaineers program in his second stint there. Obviously served 7 years as the head coach prior to coming to West Virginia one other time way earlier. Had a very successful 10-year, 4-8 last year, not a very good season. We'll see if Rich Rodriguez can pull this team up and develop the talent that he has at West Virginia. Well, before we get into that, thank you for joining me here on the Football Expert. My name is Reichley Ruby, and I'm so glad to have you with us. Here to build a community of other college football fans, other fanatics, West Virginia fans, Notre Dame fans, ACC fans, Big 12 fans, SEC fans, and even maybe a Pac-12 fan or two. I'm just joking. But yeah, so we're here to look at this West Virginia squad to see how well they're going to do. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below. Help me reach my goal of 6,600 subscribers by the end of July. Like this video if you enjoy it, and comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Tell me what you think. Pause the video right now. Tell me what you think West Virginia will do this season, and let's compare some records down below. So first game of the season is a home game against Coastal Carolina. I don't think they'll have too much of an issue here. I think Coastal Carolina is a bit down this year as a program, at least from years where they have been really good. And even last year they had a decent year, but this year I think they'll take a little bit of a step back. So I have this as a win for West Virginia. Playing UT Martin next. This will be an easy win. They're not a great FCS program. Not horrible, but they're just not a great team. Easy win here for West Virginia. Then you get into a very interesting game, Virginia versus West Virginia. Honestly, going to be a fun matchup between two schools that a lot of pride is on the line in this game. Obviously, it's not an in-state rival, but like it's just, it has that little feeling. It has that feeling to it. Unfortunately, this game is not being played at either team's home turf. Rather, it's being played in Charlotte, North Carolina, which disappoints me because if you've been around this channel for any length of time, I do not like neutral site games. Like in the NFL, it's the NFL. And if it's going international, that's one thing. Like if you're going to Ireland to play a game, or you're going to Mexico to play a game, or you're going to, I don't know, Puerto Rico. Like, I guess that's not international, but like you're going somewhere around the globe to play the game, that's one thing. But if you're just going to play a game in Charlotte, who cares? Like, I get there's more money and there's prestige to going and playing in an NFL stadium for players, sometimes for recruits coming in, but it's just stupid. Whatever. I see this as a win for Virginia. I think that Virginia has some better stars on their team. It also looks at where Michael Hawkins, who looks to be the starting quarterback to replace Scotty Fox, who started last season, did not have a great last season as the job kind of shifted between a couple of guys, but ended up on Scotty Fox for the majority of games. His stats read under 60% completion percentage, 1,276 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. And not a great QBR, falling below 130. Just honestly not a great season from the quarterbacking position. Obvious, you beat Robert Morris, but outside of that, you did beat Houston. That was a very impressive win. Honestly, a weird win. It wasn't even at home. It was on the road at Houston, a ranked Houston team, beat them by 10 points. I don't know what happened in that game, but it did. But then you had other games where you're just playing Utah or TCU and you're just getting smacked around. So I think that this Virginia team is just more talented. I could see there is some pieces here at West Virginia. I think that the running back room could improve this year. With the transfer in of Cam Cook, I think that could see some improvement. The defense returns a lot of starters. That could also be important, so you never know what ends up happening. But looking at this team, it brings in a lot of transfers, so brings in a lot of uncertainty in a game like that. As I say that, you do have a game against Oklahoma State, who brought in all sorts of transfers. The difference here is the reason why I'm picking Oklahoma State is because I think Oklahoma State, with the continuity of the head coach and Eric Morris and Drew Mestemaker as quarterback, I think Drew Mestemaker is a top 7 quarterback in the Big 12. And therefore, I think it's just makes Oklahoma State just in the quarterback position better than West Virginia. So that's a loss. Playing Iowa State on the road, I honestly went with this one as completely 50-50 and just went with the home team, giving the advantage to Iowa State. I think both programs have a lot of work to do. I was tempted to give it to West Virginia because of West Virginia's second year under Rich Rod. The problem was that I saw in this was that they do have some pieces. Jimmy Rogers, the new head coach at Iowa State, coming from Washington State, does have some pieces with him that I do like, whether you're looking at the wide receiver position, you're looking at the defensive backs. I think they have some pieces that could work there. The problem is that there's just not enough of them to make it a good team overall. But in this individual scenario against a equally interesting West Virginia team, I have it as a loss. Then playing Arizona at home, I think Arizona, no Fafita, Brett Brennan, and the offense is just going to be too dynamic, and a brilliant finish to the season at the end of last year for Arizona. I think they'll continue the momentum into this year. Then you play Cincinnati at home. I do think that this is a win. I think they kind of sneak one away here. If you want to flip this one and say they beat Iowa State on their road and they lose to Cincinnati at home, that's fine with me. I think that those games are 50-50 each. Obviously, Brendan Sorsby was not coming back to Cincinnati anyway, but it is still a loss to lose him. He was still a big contributor to that team last year. And honestly, the only reason why that Cincinnati team was remotely competitive all season long and finished 7-6, that was the main reason. With Scott Satterfield, I just don't think going to last very long there at Cincinnati. Maybe another seat, maybe this season, maybe next season. I don't think he lasts the next 2 seasons, though. Then a road game against TCU. I think that the wear and tear on this team at this point, they're about to head into the bye week, but TCU is already playing fantastic football at this point, and because of that, I think they are just going to be the better team in this matchup. I think that TCU, they do bring in Jaden Craig, the quarterback from Harvard. They bring the Harvard quarterback, which is kind of an interesting transition for him, going from the Ivy Leagues to TCU. That's going to be a lot of competition difference, but he was fantastic at Harvard, and I am not as low on the FCS as some people are. I'm a big Illinois State fan. So therefore, I look at this team and I see some pieces. There's a reason why they had some success last year. Yes, you lose Josh Hoover, but he also had a lot of turnover issues. So if Jaden Craig can keep good ball security, not throw as many interceptions as Hoover, which I don't think he will. I don't think he'll be as dynamic through the air, but I think he will be pretty dynamic through the ground, which is something that Hoover did a little bit, not a ton, but a little bit. So then you have a bye week, a road game against Texas Tech. This is where, yeah, you're not beating Texas Tech, and they're winning that game. That's a loss. Kansas at home. I was very 50-50 on this game, but this is just where I went with. I like Lance Leopold a little bit more than I like Rich Rod. I like what they're building there in Lawrence. It is a road game, so I was tempted, but I just don't feel good about this West Virginia team. The problem is that when looking at the defense, you do bring back some defensive starters. The problem is whether you're looking at the defensive line, it just does not look as good as last year. The other problem is that you're looking at a defensive team that, other than Ben Cutter, almost none of these guys are coming back with a lot of production. They may have some production, but they're not the higher end guys like Fred Perry or Darian Lewis. Or pieces like that. And that's the problem that I see there, is that there wasn't a lot of pass rush last year. I don't think there's going to be a lot of pass rush this year, and that's where the problem really comes from in a game like that against Kansas. Home game against Houston. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I don't know why Houston lost that game last year, so I'm going to pick Houston, but I could be wrong because I don't have any explanation for what happened last year. Finally, to wrap it up, a road game against Utah. I think this is going to be a loss. I think that this may be the end of the Rich Rod experience here in West Virginia. A 4-8 season, a 3-9 season, a 1-8 in conference this year. If that happens, I really could see Rich Rod being on the hot seat. I like West Virginia. I don't want to pick them to be this low, but I just don't see the pieces there. I'm not excited about Michael Hawkins, not as much as I should be about a guy of that talent level. The running game just did not look good last year at all. The wide receivers were all gone basically going into this year. There is just so many pieces missing that there is no sort of continuity with this team. So maybe I'm wrong. You're bringing in a lot of talent through the transfer portal and through the high school recruits, but I'm just unsure about it. So that's going to wrap up today's video. Hit one of the 2 videos down below on be a playlist of all of my college football predictions, and hit the subscribe button up here. Help me reach my goal of 6,600 subscribers by the end of July. I will see you guys next time. Bye.